Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Unhuntables with myself and Grosey Coin Hunts.
Hello.
So today we're hunting through 2p coins. Everything that we're looking for is down in the description. We're looking for NIFCs, territory coins. That's it, isn't it, for 2p's?
Yeah, and there's a low minted 2017 as well.
Oh yeah, some low minted.
And the non-magnetic 1999, but that counts as an NIFC.
All in the description for all the things we're looking for. So if you're wondering, it's down there for all the denominations we do for the Unhuntables. I wanted to quickly bring up the Atlantic salmon mintage figures. I'm going to have dreams of this coin and mintage figures before we know it. So the long story short, the Royal Mint, it was suggested it was going to be very low minted. 500,000 was the mintage that was bandied around. And then the Royal Mint said in their social media it would be 5 million would be the mintage figure. And then there was rumours after that has been retracted. So I contacted the Royal Mint through social media and said, "Oh, what's going on with this?" And they said, "Oh no, 5 million is the mintage figure." But now I've seen more posts of contact with the Royal Mint confirming that the 5 million was a mistake and has been retracted, but no answer as to what the mintage figure might be. So that puts it a little bit up in the air. I'm just very quickly, I should have done this beforehand, going to check to see if I have messaged again to ask if it was a mistake.
You're not doing it live.
I'm doing it live. Hi Christopher, we can confirm that the 5 million mintage figure was an error and we apologise for any confusion caused. The 2023 mintage figures will be published later this year, providing a full breakdown of the volume, blah 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 blah. Thanks for getting in touch. So yeah.
Oh, exciting.
The 5 million appears that it was actually a mistake.
It's actually 50 million.
Well, that's the thing. We don't know which way it's going to go.
Yeah, I really hope it goes the other way. I hope... if it's 500,000, that would be ideal. Have you found one, right? Or have you?
I have found one.
Okay. See, imagine if they just stay as rare as they are. That would be so cool, because then every time you find one, it's going to be so exciting. I
will counter your excitement about that with, yes, it will be really exciting when the mintage figures come out. If they are that low, it's going to... the prices could go absolutely bonkers. However, it's a definitive design we're likely to see minted for many, many years. If we look at the price of a 2017 Shield, which I totally will agree has a much higher mintage than, say, 500,000, which the Atlantic salmon could be, but it's still... there is not a huge amount of value in 2017 Shields.
I agree with that, and I think that in 10 years it wouldn't be as valuable as it would be kind of if it was its own release. But to counter the counter, there is surely far more awareness when it comes to the fact that this is a new definitive design. It's the first year of release of the type, whereas the Shield was like 9 years in. And also there's a lot more coin collectors now than there was in 2017 in terms of like just general awareness for it. I don't know. I still think the price. But
you could also say that you said that there are more coin collectors now than there were back then. But why aren't they buying 2017 Shields for crazy prices? I think I would totally agree. If the mintage figure ends up being as low as that 500,000 that was bandied around and suggested at one point, yes, the prices are going to go bonkers on that coin because it always does.
Yeah. Could you imagine like 200 pounds for a sealed bag? It might not even be a bad deal. Who knows?
I thought it was important to bring that up because I have somewhat been poo-pooing the 500,000 mintage because I've trusted in what the Royal Mint have actually said, and they seem to have retracted that now. So I don't know. It could end up being that low. It could end up being higher. It could end up in the middle of the 500,000 and.
I thought
5
one
million.
of the tour guides said that it was going to be all low minted. I mean, obviously you've got to take that with a small pinch of salt because it's not official, it's just word of mouth. But
yeah, and I guess there's always, you've got to also, when the people at Robin to say things like that are quite vague and woolly, take it with a grain of salt, because what is low minted to them? Are they comparing it to, say, the Memorial 52, which is 9.6 million, which is a very high mintage? Are they, if that's the last coin that, well, one of the last coins went into circulation, or the Coronation 50p at 5 million. Are they comparing it to that and thinking, oh, there's only going to be 2 million? That's that is a low mintage. I don't know. Again, the problem is I'm always skeptical. I'm not going to jump on it and say it's going to be really, really low. I'm really, really excited about it. There's always the chance that that could be the case, but I think being skeptical is always a good way to go forward.
Just had a thought about mintage figures.
Yeah.
Which we can come back to if you like, because it's slightly unrelated. But the 2p, right? Unless you've got anything else to say about the 50p, the salmon.
No, that is the topic covered.
Okay, so they have a emergency long store of coins, like emergency stock.
Yeah.
And they said that in 2021, with obviously lockdowns and things, everyone was just going to the seaside arcade, so they needed emergency 2p's.
Yeah.
So in 2021, the mintage figure is about 117 million. Do you reckon all of those were put out into circulation for this emergency order?
On the basis that we seem to know that they minted them in 2023, and then earlier this year when we went, they were minting more for 2024, I think you wouldn't be minting more in 2024 if there was no requirement to refill the supply. Yeah. I get, like, so they might have minted a nominal amount in 2023 because they want as many to be put in circulation eventually as possible.
That, if they used up it, so that 117 million in 2021, if that was an emergency supply of 2p's, they've told us that emergency supply was already used. Therefore, in 2022, the mintage figure for 2p's is 0, which would suggest that there is a shortfall in their emergency supply of 2p's. So I reckon we could see that 2p being quite highly minted.
Like, Grosey, cast your mind back a moment. Do you remember which coin you said would be the first one after the 50p you think we'd find in circulation? Because we both had theories on this.
I agree. I said the 5p. I think the 5p will be the first one we see in circulation.
And what denomination did I say, Grosey?
I can't remember. The 2p probably.
I said the 2p.
Yeah, but.
Oh, this is like the 5p rotation errors all over again. I suggest an idea and you poo-poo it, but when you create the idea, it's yes.
I didn't say that I thought we would see the 2p first. I merely said I think it will have a high mintage figure.
Okay.
Because they need to replenish their stock of emergency 2p's. Because they've used the 2021 2p's. There were none in 2022. So I can only see 2023 maybe being low minted, but 2024 being high minted, or vice versa, or kind of a mixture of both. Yeah, I reckon there'll be a lot of 2023 and or 4 2p's. But
maybe.
And the reason I said that about the 5p as well is we've already seen 2022 5p's in circulation. So the next year to come out is 2023. There is logic in what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Because, for example, the penny, the most recent...
There is logic. I was teasing you because I felt like you were creating an opinion which I'd already created and then telling me what a great idea my idea was. As you've done many a time.
Whereas, for example, with the penny, there's lots of 2021 pennies and 2022 pennies sat in the long store, so I can't see those being released the dormouse before the shields come out that have already been minted, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. But no,
exciting. I like the Squirrel as well.
Yeah, I like the Squirrel too. It's my favourite of the new definitives. It'd be a very cool coin to find. So the other thing we wanted to talk about was Royal Mint trip. So we already planned out our next trip to the Royal Mint experience because the Strike Your Own is changing, or has changed already. I can't recall.
I can't remember when it's changing. At some point.
It is either changed or it is very soon. It has been announced that it's going to change. I think it might be sort of mid-May that it's changing. So it's changing to the Diplodocus. I've said that right, haven't I? Diplodocus?
I think so. We had this conversation a few weeks ago, and I thought it was the Diplodocus, but it is the Diplodocus. In my opinion, it should be pronounced Diplodocus.
Okay.
But
anyway, I think people do call it that, so you're fine. As long as we all understand what we're talking about, that's the main thing. It's changing to that, so we are getting the third dinosaur as we all expected. I think there was a little bit of fear they might just do the 2 out of the 3, as has been done in the past, although that was for very different reasons. But I am relieved that we are going to get all 3 of this cool little set, and we are going to go on the 25th.
25th of May, that's it.
Yep, it's the Saturday. I'm on the 2 o'clock tour.
Yep.
And Grosey will be there too. So do come along if you want to say hi. It was great seeing some subscribers and viewers the last time we went, which wasn't all that long ago, was it, Grosey?
No, it wasn't. It was a week or so ago.
Exactly. So it's only because it's over a bank holiday weekend. There's a bit more time to get down, spend the day at the Mint, and still have a weekend off as well. So that's why it's a little bit rushed to go down there. But excited to go again.
Definitely, it's always nice getting the strike your own. Always good. Exciting to see. In a weird way, it's exciting to get the Diplodocus out of the way, so we can find out whether this Olympic coin is going to be the strike your own.
Oh yeah. I still think that is my best bet for the strike on the day coin, because I think we're too close to the 80th anniversary of D-Day for something to be announced for a strike on the day for that. And there's always a bit of a build-up between them announcing it and the strike on the day happening to allow, because I think they understand it's a big event that lots of people want to come down for, so a bit of forward planning is always helpful. Although saying that, it'll probably be tomorrow they'll announce, we have got the dates for the strike on the day, D-Day, whatever we're doing.
Say, but the strike on the day will be tomorrow.
Saying that though, I seem to recall the announcement for the
turns up.
Yeah, well, I'll be there. I'll phone in sick. Well, if I'm ill at work and my colleagues are watching this video, then that's certainly not the case. I definitely wouldn't do that. Anyway, the Brexit strike on the day, I seem to recall there was very little notice that was going to happen. I think, obviously, it was a bit more trickier to do because we didn't know Brexit was actually going to happen, because it had been kicked down the road a couple of times before that, so it was a little bit of a last minute announcement, whereas the anniversary for D-Day, the opening of the Olympic Games, are fixed. They're not going to be, there's no potential for them to change. But I do recall thinking, oh my gosh, I've got to get down to the Mint, and I couldn't get the time off work, so I had to drive down after work and go on the 11 PM tour. So
I had to call in sick.
No, Grosey, I've never phoned in sick in my life. I'm a very good employee.
Was the Brexit? That was the first strike on the day, wasn't it? That they had?
No, Meghan and Harry's wedding was the first strike on the day.
That was before my time, so to speak.
Did you do the Brexit strike on the day? Was that before you started coming?
I was just about getting into it then, but it was before I ever went. My first strike your own was end of 2020. Well, my first Mint trip was end of 2020. The Iguanodon was my first strike your own.
There we go. So not quite as many as I've done. I think it was my 31st trip, the last one we went on. That is not including times where I've stayed over and gone for multiple tours over a weekend. I reckon it must be 50, 60 tours by now that I've been on. But
really,
again, I keep saying that though. If you have been before, I think there is, especially if you get a different tour guide or there is new information that they share, that there is always something new that I pick up on these Royal Mint trips. And I learned two things in the last trip, and I can't remember what the second one was, but I remember what the first one was.
Yeah, no, that's it. I mean, both of us, we wouldn't keep going back if we didn't enjoy it. So
yeah, and outside of that, it's nice to meet some subscribers and take some photographs and catch up with some friends. And like in the last trip, we had James who came along with his coin collection. He got to show me all the exciting coins that he'd been finding. It's quite nice to see other people and what they've been finding.
Yeah, definitely. No, that's it. It's always good fun.
Yeah, so we are off to the Royal Mint very, very soon. Have we done an Unhuntables since we went to the Mint? I think we have, haven't we?
No, we haven't, because we haven't done one. The last one we did was before my operation. So yeah, the last one we did was coming up 2.5 weeks since we recorded it. But yeah, okay. It was, so I had all that faff, didn't I? Because I was in the hospital. So yeah.
Of course, yes.
My video didn't upload properly.
Yeah, that went a little bit sideways, didn't it?
It did. Nothing's ever smooth and easy when you're uploading something on YouTube. The one day where you need it to be working when you're not there.
But no, it was a good trip though, wasn't it? It was the Stegosaurus strike your own, and it was a nice time down there getting some of the new Royal Mint exclusive coins. Obviously, the latest Royal Mint exclusive coin has just come out after we've returned from the Mint.
Out 2 days after we left.
It always happens, doesn't it? It always happens.
The annoying thing is they probably had them in stock already to go, but they hadn't released them yet.
Exactly, they're probably just behind the tills or in the little cabinets. But for those who don't know, the Raw Mint exclusive coins, they are doing a set of 5 proof £5 coins, which you can only buy by going to the Raw Mint experience. They're not on the website. The only other ways to buy it from someone who lives locally and has been buying them or whatever. But you can't buy them otherwise, and it seems to be every time we go down, the next one comes out the following week when we've gone home, and this has happened again to us.
It seems to be, what we need to do is just decide the date that we're going to the mint and then just move it a week so that we go the week later. yeah
we'll delay it by a week. But no, so it has happened again, and so it's a coin that I'm excited to go down and get, in addition to the Strike Your Owns. But no, it's always good fun picking up new coins. But with that being said, we're going to have a look at the coins, see what I found. You'll have to head over to Groseys half of this video, so it'll be continued over on his channel, or we'll continue the conversation. You get to see what Grosey found. Okay then, in terms of our finds, a nice little selection. I did manage to get 62 from the year 2000, which helps towards my world record attempt. Quite a lot, to be fair, which is exciting. 1 2008 Christopher Ironside design, 2 2017 shields. This one, look at the colours on that. In the right light, that looks absolutely stunning. No value to it, but I thought it was pretty, so I want to keep it in my collection. The territories, we have got Isle of Man. Very nice little coin there from 2002. I do like boats on coins, so that ticks a box for me. And then the Albert Tower. Again, not a design I've seen all that often. 2014. So a nice little selection of coins. So maybe we have a chance at beating Grosey this week. You'll only find out by going over to his channel and checking out his half of this video, the continuation, and his own hunt through the 2Ps. As usual, there are links in the description of this video across to my coin collecting Discord server if you want to come and join that. You'll also find links to my other social media channels, the PO Box address if you want to write into me, and a link to the Britannia Coin Company's YouTube channel. That's the company I work for as my day job, so please do check them out. All it leaves me to do now though is thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye.